What's going on, guys? Good to see you guys. Chet, Truth Provider, Edwin. How you guys doing? Give me about 2 seconds to get in here. Not sure why she's not focused. Come on, come on, come on. Don't know what's going on here. Let me get right in here. Make sure focus is working. Hello, hello, hello. Man, that was slow. What's going on with this thing? All right, let's get rocking and rolling here. How's everybody doing tonight? I am sandbagging tonight. Did not preheat the sauna. The sauna is at, I'll tell you in a second, 75 degrees. Hey guys, how are you? We got that weird shadow again too. But this thing is slow. Strange. Get my towels set up. Got a couple questions for you guys tonight. Wanted to see, was working on, just hit an ocean sweat, Edwin said. How is your enclosure working out, Edwin? 2-person sauna tonight, yes. I usually flip-flop. And kind of the other thing too is you can get away with no preheat too in the 2-person a little more than you can in the others, just because the heaters are so close, and I'll sit like on one corner so I can see the monitor because that's where your questions are outside of the window. Whereas the corner takes a little bit more. But awesome. It's working well. Did you figure out your frame for the DIY sauna, by the way, Edwin? So I have a question for you guys tonight. I have been working on, where is the email? I have been working on the supplement list and the other like recommended items list that people have been asking for. And I was just going to call it like the Mad Justice supplement list. But then I was thinking about it and somebody else asked to put other things on there, like miscellaneous things that are public, so that it's not an Amazon list. It's not a, like a description in a YouTube video, like an actual blog post with a big long list. And so if it goes out of stock on Amazon, maybe there's an alternate link to the same SKU number, other places, and all this other stuff. I get all these requests. What do you guys think about that? And what do you think I should call it? Because now it's becoming a little bit more comprehensive than just supplements that I take. I mean, people are asking about little things like, it doesn't matter if we're in a DIY sauna, a fancy sauna, a tent sauna, or whatever, still kind of doing the same stuff. Electrolytes, Moso bags or activated charcoal bags, like it's the same dealio. So do you guys have any ideas on what to call this stuff and how to categorize it so that it's not just some gigantic, overwhelming, long thing? Because I feel like that's what it's turning into. So I would like to make it more digestible, and maybe you guys would have a better idea of how to do that than I would, especially since some of you, maybe not the guys or the folks that are in the chat right now, but over the last several 30 for 30s, people have definitely asked for various different things. So trying to make it easily findable, accessible, digestible, blah, blah, blah. Edwin says, yes, taped 2x4s vertical to the wall. Screw the clamps to 2x4s so they won't slide off. Cool. Yeah, that's awesome. And it's still working in your RV. So other question for you, is the insulation working good enough to where the heat generated by your little DIY sauna isn't bleeding into the environment in the RV? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it affecting? Is the RV getting hot because you have the thing on? That's what I'm trying to say. Truth Provider says maybe for YouTube videos, just link to Amazon, but on your website have a bigger list. Yeah, I'm trying to do a better job than that, because even the folks that are asking for extra stuff to be added to some of the sauna courses, or like within the platform as a member, even feedback from in there is some people are saying things are sold out on Amazon. They want Amazon.ca or like all these other options. So I was trying to figure out a way, how do I have a centralized location that I can refer people to, or at least just say the name of it and have it be easily found. And then, if months go by and things go out of stock on Amazon, but another viewer or watcher suggests, hey, there's this other place that has them in stock, and they're even cheaper, I can just add an extra link to that whole list. And maybe I just have to figure this out myself, but thought I would ask you guys and see. Man, the lighting is just absolutely awful tonight. What is the deal? It's like I need to wear a thing so that the camera focuses. The shadowing is just terrible. I don't know what the deal is. Edmund says it's winter, so that helps. This time I don't mind the extra heat. Doug says, sup crew. What's going on, Doug? Do you have any suggestions for the question earlier? How do I put together a master list of recommended products and things and make it findable, like some type of a label? Like most companies or people or influencers or whatever would put, like, the Matt Justice approved list, or if it was like the I don't know, whatever brand would be like the approved resources or something like that. But just thought that was pretty generic. Thought I could do a better job. Today is day 20 of 30 for 30. 10 days left. And to be quite honest, I'm ready for a break. I'm kind of giving myself a break tonight. Sauna is at 104 degrees. Just turned it on. It's been running for exactly 4 minutes and 30 something seconds. We've been live for 6 minutes and 26 seconds. Day 20. I am ready for, a little relaxation in the evenings around 9 p.m. Eastern. I've enjoyed seeing you guys though and doing all this. Truth Writer says, yeah, put a FAQ on your website, ideal for suppliers. It's a good idea. Edwin says you can link to your about page at YouTube. Josh says you're alone this time. Great observation, Josh. Who exactly were you hoping that I... No, I'm just kidding. Familiar with an HSA account? Absolutely, Edwin. Like a health savings account? For sure. As long as you have a minimum deductible or catastrophic policy, you qualify for an HSA under the current tax rules, right? The trouble for me with HSA, well, I don't know what you're going to say, but CC, hello, how are you? Hi, Matt and everyone. Good evening. The 20th day. Yes, it is the 20th day. Only 10 to go. Can you use it to buy a sauna? Well, Edwin, of course you can. But who authorizes it and who's going to back it up if you were to get in trouble for that? That's the key. So if you have a friend, or if you have, I don't even know if I'm supposed to be telling you guys this. If you have a... if you have somebody who can provide justification that you need the sauna and it's a qualified health purchase, for instance, I don't want to say under doctor's orders, you were required to go somewhere and rent sauna sessions, and then it became impossible. So you had to get one in your house, but you can come up with some idea for yourself on how to do that. You definitely, there are definitely folks out there that have used HSA accounts to purchase saunas, but you want to be careful on the justification and just cover your bases and make sure it's a legitimate need, right? Like Chris says, Josh, waiting for word from you on your arrival so we can plan things out. Josh, I hope you're paying attention. Chris is in the chat. He's not here tonight, but he's definitely in the chat. Truth Fighter says, inflatable doll friends would melt in the sauna. Scott says, hi, Matt. Hi, Scott. How are you? Hey, Dan. How's it going? Doug says, a medical expense. It's definitely a truth. We can't use them for day. That's the reason we can't use them for day 30? I don't know. It could be a fun little test. Just leave the vent on and see how long they last. Edwin says, what 2-person outdoor sauna do you recommend? Well, Edwin, there's not too many choices. I mean, you either have to, if you want infrared, you've got to go like Clearlight Sanctuary or one of the other brands that has a dry electric and a shed roof or something like that, because you're not going to find insulated walls, double pane windows, rubber seals, things like that, especially with a real shingle or metal roof. There's really not a lot of options. So Clearlight Sanctuary 2 would be a good fit. There's probably a barrel sauna that would work good for you if you wanted to go the barrel route. There's probably somewhere a shed sauna that has a dry electric heater in it that could also be a good option. Personally, I don't know anything about most of those except for a couple of the barrel saunas and the clear light sanctuaries. If I were going to do it, that would probably be one of my two choices also. It just depends on if I ever thought I would have more than, one or two people that wanted to use it. Because it does seem kind of cool, like the Fens used to do a barrel sauna and have a bunch of people in there and stuff. But it also seems overkill if you're not going to have a lot of people, because it takes, that much more time to heat up something like that. So just the cubic footage is huge. So a hard question to answer. I wish there was an easier solution, but most of the sauna companies, especially the ones that tout you put covers on the outside and stuff, using those indoor saunas as outdoor is not a good idea, especially in a cooler climate. They won't work. There's just no insulation to hold the heat in. Whole new meaning. Chris says, whole new meaning to having 6 women all over us. Man, you guys are just coming out with the thunder tonight, aren't you? All right. Doug says, that Truth Rider, I think friends would put off too much VOCs at that heat level. I was wondering what we'd be breathing in if they started to melt, but probably a fun episode. Wouldn't kill you just once. Or we could put the vacuum fan in the roof like I used to modify those other saunas with. Scott says, strange question. I have no idea what this is going to be. When things are getting weird. So Scott, what are you going to say here? When you're in your 3-person radiant health sauna, can you lean against one wall and put your legs on the bench along the sides? I'm 6 feet tall, 210, wide shouldered. Let me read that again. When I'm in the 3-person radiant health, which you're talking about the EC3H, it's really a 2-person corner, but it's called a EC3H is the model number that I have. When you're in your 3-person sauna, can you lean against one wall and put your legs flat on the bench on the other side? Maybe. I don't know. Definitely not. I mean, that's my knee right there. So my butt's not all the way up against the wall, but who wants to sit like this? I mean, you would kind of want to slouch a little bit, and you can't see it, but that is my knee here. So that's about all I get out of the 2. I don't know about the corner. Maybe. I mean, there's definitely other ways to put your legs up in the corner. Like a lot of times in the corner, I'll sit like this, or something like that. But I'm not sure about stretching out and being about the same size as me. I'm a little heavier than you are still. Haven't quite gotten down to 210 yet. I've got another, I was 224. Let's see. Yeah, I've got another 13 point something pounds to go. But about your same size. I can hop in the corner sauna tomorrow night if I remember. I was going to do either the DIY or go back to one of the ceramics just to switch it up, because I keep flip-flopping between the same stuff. But the lights in this one are driving me nuts. Like I'm completely dark over here until the camera adjusts. Driving me crazy. Whoa, what's going on? Truth Provider, heck, some of my girlfriends were more plastic than the plastic inflatable ones. Okay. Josh says, at Scott, you can kind of put your legs across for sure. Scott, Josh was talking about the EC3H just for, 3-person corner. I kick my feet out. Radiant Health. Truth Fighter, I plan to build a vacuum fan exhaust for my sauna when I get it. I can probably email you some stuff. I used to cut holes in the roof and mount a USB powered fan because it's quiet. Like the fans that come in a High Tech Health and a couple of the other ones that they build them in, they are so annoying. It's just like, you want to definitely do a silent one because it is super annoying if not. And then if there's a secondary roof like there is on the Radiant, most people don't know that, by the way. There's 2 layers in there. Let's see. Edwin said, I saw a short clip today on YouTube of Joe Rogan having his sauna at 170 degrees. Sounds real excessive. No, it's a steam sauna. That's what he uses because Dr. Rhonda Patrick came on his show, and that's what they were subscribing to at the time. But also Ben Greenfield has been on his show and talked about the infrared and said all that bullshit about how infrared penetrates deeper and full spectrum and all this stuff. So I think Ben Greenfield also goes on hunting trips with Joe now. So we'll see if he gets converted, right? Chris says, at Truth would be quickly evacuate the heat. Why would you want or need that? For ventilation, Chris, if you crack the door or open a vent and then you have a slight draw on another side of the sauna, it creates air circulation and airflow. And as long as it's not too fast to override the warming of the amount of cubic footage that's in the sauna, you can still sweat and the infrared panels will still keep you hot. Kind of like the other night when we were getting really hot and I opened the door and opened the vent. We cooled down, but we were still sweating. Same deal. So it just offers even more control without having to open the door. And it would be a constant thing, a constant circulation. Let's see. Silver Gunner, I have a 4-person barrel on order. My search for sauna now has you popping up in my YouTube. Cool. Which one did you buy, by the way, Silver Gunner? Did you get one with the supplemental roof that has a half brow over the top, like with shingles or something? Or did you just get like Amazon, Costco? Where'd you get it? What'd you get? Scott says, yes. Mr. Tully, hi, do jacuzzi do anything for your health? Do jacuzzis do anything mostly filled with chemicals? I assume no. Your body warms, but you don't sweat. Well, it depends. I mean, you could have a saltwater hot tub, and that would be great for you. I mean, you could even, I don't know what it would do to the pump, but you can make it like a float tank and add magnesium additives. What do they call them? Not subdermal. That's not even the right word. But I was going to say subdermal minerals. I don't know. But yeah, a chlorine one is probably not that great filled with tap water, but I think a salt one closely monitored for quite some time could be beneficial. I don't know about sweating. I mean, people say you can do a hot bath if you don't have access to a sauna, but I don't know. True Fighter says a quiet fan is ideal. Yeah, there was I'm trying to think of the name of it. It's called like a stealth something fan. It comes from computers or something like that, but it works really good. I don't know if I still have it. If I do, I can shoot you a picture of what it is. Or I think it was cheap too. It was like $30. And it's rectangular, so it was easier to cut a hole for it and then just use a jigsaw to kind of round out the corners and get it to mount in there. And it was black, so it looked really good, really good. Antu Parker, have you ever tried a Duo sauna, traditional infrared? If yes, what is a good brand? I have not, Antu Parker. I would love to do that, actually. And the last time that I looked at them, the thing that stonewalled me or stopped me, rather, was I was thinking that I could use the traditional and I think I've talked about this before, the traditional and the infrared at the same time. And it wasn't it wasn't made that way. I could either have a choice. I could do infrared that day or I could do the steam. So I was a little bummed about that because I think the ultimate answer to which is better, infrared or steam, is if you could do both, why not try that and see what you like or see what you think. The other thing was most of the infrared combo saunas that I could find were all 220. So it's going to be not only a separate circuit, but it's going to be a separate breaker run all the way from the box to wherever you wanted to install the thing. And that's just not an option for me at that level because, you know, most likely you're going to have a safety shut off or an additional, just like wiring up a hot tub. I mean, you're fully into the electrician for that. So no, to answer your question, but I would like to, still would like to. If I move to a place where I can get a backyard and basically just run a backhoe and trench an entire service out to an outdoor area, I will probably test more of this stuff. But then we're getting into, you know, outdoor specific things if there's no roof covering. But as of now, I haven't been able to. Silver says, Charleston 4-person canopy barrel sauna. Can't picture that. I wonder if I could look it up really quick. Maybe. And just give me 1 second. Hard to keep up with the 4-person barrel. Oh, canopy barrel. There it is. As I have sweat dripping into my eyes. I can't see anything. Let's see. From Almost Heaven, $9,000 to $22,000. Holy shish kebab. This looks like a higher end one for sure. There's way too many options to select. It's the only time where I felt the steam on my toes. Yeah, I could see that because the cheaper ones, they kind of they suffer from leakage, probably expansion. I don't know how much this thing is. I won't put you on the spot in the chat, but it says 9,000 to 22,000, so it better be good. You'll have to report back and let us know how you like it. It also looks huge, by the way. What's your plans for service for hooking that up and installing it? Are you doing a paver base or anything like that? Or are you just going to put footers under the 2 feet for the barrel support? Just out of curiosity. If you don't feel like chatting about it, we don't have to. Edmund says, Mr. Tully, Google Dr. Circus and medical baths for some great ideas. Yes. Silver, Almost Heaven Saunas, found it. Truth Fighter, I've taken detox hot water baths It was nowhere near as effective as taking a sauna session using Epsom salts in the bath. Yeah, that's kind of been my experience too. That's sort of, there's some certain Facebook groups that we kind of make fun of sometimes, and they suggest if you can't afford or can't get a sauna to do the detox bath. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, but I don't want to tell somebody that it doesn't do anything because it might be better than doing nothing. At the same time, it's one of the reasons why I released the DIY sauna course. So if you can't afford a sauna, or you can't get this, or you can't get that, it's an affordable way for somebody to have an alternative, to the baths. And even if some people don't like the heat lamp bulbs, or they don't like, blah, 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 the tent or whatever, it's still an option. So totally says, thank you, Silver Gunner. It's the only sauna going in basement, 3 footers. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's a substantial install. Ant2 Parker, thank you. Didn't realize you have so many videos. Thank you for all the information. Yeah, I think something like 300 videos, I think right now. I'm not really sure. I can't remember. Karen says, aside from cost, does your DIY sauna have an advantage over the TheraSage 360 because it also provides near and mid-infrared? I don't know, Karen. I mean, it works pretty damn good for the price that you're paying, but it's not as refined as a TheraSage. You're not just going to be able to fold it up and put it in a little carrying case like the TheraSage comes with. And, it's for 2 different groups of people, right? It's for 2 different customers. Let me read that one more time. Does the DIY sauna have an advantage over the TheraSage? Only other advantage that I could see from using them both is that it feels like the DIY gets a little hotter, but it could be because just the enclosure is different. So the Reflectix inside the enclosure really traps the heat. I'm not saying that the TheraSage loses heat. I'm just saying that there is probably, how would you say that? There's more watt density per square foot or per cubic foot in the DIY than probably in the TheraSage. So maybe it feels more intense, but you could do fine in either one. Really just depends on what you like, what's important to you. DIY sauna is much better option than taking hot baths. Yeah, I agree. DIY sauna will kick your butt, whereas the bath, I mean, it's going to raise your core temperature. You're going to feel hot for a while, but yeah, I would be hesitant to say you're going to sweat like that. So, no people have any feedback on how to set up the supplement list other than link to Amazon and then have a blog post. I thought you guys would be calling it something crazy. I was looking for something like a cool name that I could tell people to Google that it would be funny instead of just saying like the Matt Justice approved supplements or something boring like that. And I thought with Chris and Douglas and Truth Provider and all you other guys who are regulars and like to poke fun, I thought sure you'd have a good a good couple of nicknames for me by now that we could attach to that. Matt's hottie list. Yeah, and then just as a decoy at the top, put the dolls. And under that, put the gas mask so that if you happen to melt the dolls, you're not breathing in the vapors, as Douglas was saying. Edwin says, Chris, where are you to chime in about it? And how often, oh yeah, that's another question for you guys. How often do you think you should do guest appearances? And would you like to see a different type of theme? Do you want to see more people that have never used a sauna before in their life? Do you want, like, what do you think would be useful there? Or most of you are probably going to pick something that's entertaining, but I am at 131, which is excellent. The sauna has been on for 23 minutes, 0 preheat. We've been live for, that doesn't make sense. There's 37 minutes on the clock. Is my math wrong? Because before there was a 2-minute discrepancy from the time that we've been live to the time that was left on the sauna. Maybe I hit the button. Maybe I added time to it and I didn't realize it, or vice versa. I did something. Anyway, we've been live for 24 minutes. There is now, 37 or 36 minutes left on the clock. So that's pretty good. 131 degrees in 20-something minutes and change. No preheat. I'm starting to sweat now pretty profusely. Whoa, the chat is going crazy all of a sudden. Ron says, supplementary supplements. This came to me 3 days ago for a website, but feel free. Supplementary supplements? You're killing me, Ron. Is that... Chris says justice drugs. Supplementary supplements? That's a tongue twister. No, I wouldn't take your website idea. I have too many websites as it is. Most of them I don't even use. Matt's approved list for ocean sweating. I like it, Chet. I like it. Chris should have come up with that. No, wait, we're waiting for the tsunami, like the tsunami product line, right? Truth Fighter, don't bring guests in from the bus stop. 10-4, only the dolls. Edwin says, adding girls to the sauna would get more views. I know it would get more views, but yeah. Ron says, love justice drugs. Too funny. Doug says, Truth Fighter, don't hurt Chris's feelings. We're going to start wearing bras to emulate. Mr. Tully says, supplements. I heard you mention Remag for magnesium. Do you follow Dr. Caroline Dean's recommendations? Remag, half your body weight or with water of sea salt? I do not. I take, what do you call it? Not molecular hydrogen. Magnesium, what do you call it instead? But I don't do half my body weight of water with sea salt necessarily anymore. I used to, but I take a lot of what do you call it? The mixture, I can't think all of a sudden. I take a lot of the electrolyte supplements that have magnesium and potassium in them. So I don't necessarily double up anymore with the salt. It just seems like a lot of sodium. It depends on what the source is though. Man, I had a moment there where I was like, couldn't think of what you were asking. I was suggesting the Remag to someone who was saying that traditional magnesium capsules were potentially not working. I think she had already tried it though. And I was just saying that the liquid might be more easily digestible or absorbed if somebody was having trouble with capsules or had poor digestion, poor absorption. But it would just be something to try. It's not a must-have. I've gotten great results with magnesium capsules and both liquids like Remag, a couple other cheaper brands, and magnesium bicarbonate mixtures like that have other stuff in them. No guest from the bus stop, Aunt Parker. Aunt Parker says. Ron says, definition of supplementary: completing or enhancing something. Cool. Yeah, I like it. You should do it. What's your primary motivation to do it? Like, have you had an experience with certain supplements, or have they been largely a waste of time? Like, I've tried hundreds of supplements, and a lot of them are junk. They really are. That's why I don't talk about certain supplements too often, because I just fear that leading somebody down a road like I got led down, and it was just a waste of time. Truth Fighter says, good point, Douglas. What did he say? Oh, don't hurt Chris's feelings. Truth Fighter says, try salts. That's another good one. Anybody doing hydrogen breathing? Ooh. So the machine that I have that I talked about last night that makes hydrogen water, I think also allows you to breathe Brown's gas if you either bubble it or, I don't know. I haven't set it up yet, but I'm interested. I'm on it. Just got to drill a hole through the granite and get that line hooked up. Trey says, would you be able to recommend a great 3 to 4 person sauna that you can buy to set up a sauna clinic? Absolutely, Terry. Any of the saunas on the certified sauna list would be great for that. Excellent choices. Main reason being they're all low VOC, low EMF. So if you had people come in and they were really sick, you could feel confident that they were tested by somebody in a real environment, not just third-party EMF reports where they take a single heater out of a sauna, ship it to a lab, and then give you all these fancy measurements and blah, blah, blah. It's, somebody who actually cares about the readings for themselves in their own usage environment. And I think you'd be really happy with any of those. I'm in a Radiant Health usually when I do these videos. So of course I would recommend that. You'd be fine in the Clear Light. You'd also be fine in the High Tech Health. The Radiant Health would be the most economical option, in my opinion. Clear Light would be second. And then High Tech Health is the most expensive. And then Radiant Health is also the easiest to put together out of all of them. So it kind of gets my vote. People are easy to work with, no hard sales, and they already have health clinics that have been using Radiant Health saunas in them for a long time. So if you called and asked, I'm sure they'd be happy to share some details with you. Edwin says, I built a Brown's gas unit. You would like it. Awesome. That sounds cool. Edwin, what has been your experience with trying it? Like, what kind of benefits? What was the experience like? Was it weird? Did you notice anything? Did it take a while? Did you notice nothing? Did it have to accumulate? Like you had to try it a bunch of times consistently? I'm just curious because I have not tried that. That'll be a first for me, which usually I try everything. Karen says, I don't know why I have so much sweat in my eyes today either. I'm like, what'd you say? What'd you? Karen says, do you install red light lamps in your saunas for extra heat or NIR therapy? I do. This one doesn't have it in here. I think they used to be installed in here, but I was going to, I don't remember why. But yeah, Karen, if you go on YouTube and you type in how to add NIR bulbs to any FIR sauna for $100, you'll find a video that's by me, maybe a year or two old by now, but it'll give you a decent example of how to do that if you haven't seen it. I don't do it to every sauna, but for some of them I do, just to experiment. But we're on day 20 of 30 for 30, so the last thing that I need is extra heat at the moment. Terry says, Get Detoxinated can help you with that. Reach out to him. Are there any sauna expos? I don't know. I don't go to sauna expos. Mr. Tully, I've had very good results following Dr. Caroline Dean's protocol. Remite, water with sea salt, her vitamin B, DK, cured 10 chronic conditions, canker sores, very bad tenderloin. Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. 31 minutes. I think I'm in the clear. Actually, I'm not going to stay too long tonight. I didn't know it was 30 minutes. I'm still in the 130s, sweating okay, doing all right. Anybody have any other questions before I hop off here? I'm going to stay we'll do 3 more minutes. We're live for 31 minutes and 36 seconds. I don't want to stay super long tonight. I'm going to finish the 30 for 30. Ron says, as far as motivation for a website, I'd like to share my life experience to help others as you were doing. I'm just scratching the surface. However, I'm very passionate about anything I do. Awesome. Very analytical. And I'm always think what I'm learning is only for me to learn to share with others. This is like a full-time job for me right now, just getting healthy and learning. Awesome. That's cool, man. Yeah, that really helps people too. It makes everything super beneficial. Like definitely, a lot of the people that build websites just to make money or whatever, a lot of them don't succeed because they're just thinking about how to make money instead of how to help people. So if you're starting with, if you're starting with how to help yourself and then how to help other people as well, I don't see how it couldn't go well. So I think that's great. Let's see. Good run. Edwin says, Matt, also bubble water with the Brown's gas makes it smoother and feel like you get hydrated easier. Breathing it, get an overall good feeling, more energy, lots of medical write-ups in a good way. That's awesome. That's cool. Cool. I'm looking forward to trying it. So it'll be cool to have it in my house on the countertop right there, next to the filters and stuff. Should be awesome. Andrew Parker says, thank you. Look forward to your lives. Passion is number one. Truth provider. Take it easy. 10 more days. Oh, yeah. Well, we're on the downward slope now, so I've been busy, but it should be a pretty easy 10 days, as long as I don't overdo it. Like when Chris was in here, we do an hour and 10 minutes, pretty intense. Do that a few days in a row, and then I'm kind of starting to get tired, lagging a little bit. I can feel it. But today's good. Been in for 32 minutes, still in the 130s. Been live for 33:23. Any final questions before I go, guys? Any requests for tomorrow? Tomorrow is day 21 of 30 for 30, so only 9 days left until Truth Provider and Chris put blow-up dolls in my sauna on the 30th day. Just kidding. Hope everyone is doing well. Good to see all the familiar faces. I appreciate it. You could breathe it while doing your sauna session and drink the bubble water as well. Yeah, what about, I think it's only good for 10 or 15 minutes max though, right, Edwin? Because it oxidizes. You can't just like carry it around with you in a thermos and use it all day. It would have to be pretty quick. And that's kind of like, hey, question, not hey, this is gospel type of thing. What? How come that is, okay, that's only the second time ever. Let's see. That happened. Why does that happen? You could breathe it while doing your sauna session and drink the bubbled water as well. Was Chris Jello cooked after the last sauna? Yeah, he was a little taxed. We were both. That was a pretty intense session, even for me. I don't know what. I don't know if it was the workout and stuff that we did beforehand, but yeah, that was definitely that was a good one. Thanks, Truth Provider. I love everything truthful. CC says, in terms of the name for supplements and devices, justice for all. Okay. All right. I'll have to reread this and see what they do. But it was good seeing you guys. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. If anybody needs anything or you catch this on the replay, just go to cleverleverage.com, use the contact page, and I can I can help you there if you don't get to this. Try a barrel sauna if you can. Well, I've used traditional saunas before, Silver. Just a barrel sauna is a little overkill for me at the moment, but if I end up setting up something different with an outdoor environment, definitely look into it again. Edwin says, fresher is always better. Water seems to taste better for a long time. Something called expanded water effect. Good night. Like adjusted for all. Take call. See you guys. Have a good night. It was good to see you guys. We're no longer Thanksgiving. Tomorrow is what? Cyber Monday? I can't remember. But anyway, have a great night, guys. Good to see you.